Lisa Curly Mallis here. Recently, I looked at my calendar and started to feel really anxious. It just seemed overly full of a lot of stuff. And I recognized it got that way because I had just spent the last 2 months only working about 10 hours a week due to a variety of life stuff happening. And so during that time, I would be like, well, as soon as I feel better, as soon as this project is over, as soon as whatever, we'll get to that. So I pushed off a lot of meetings and a lot of projects until later. And then all of a sudden, when later came, holy cow, was I overwhelmed. And so I needed to take a step back, call my coach and say, will you please help me do what I do to help clients? Because I was stuck in the weeds and I knew that I was past the point where I could fix myself. So I reached out to my coach. And what we did was we went through every appointment, every project, every to-do, and we went through the 4 Ds. Is this something I can delete off my calendar because it's good and not great? Or is this something that I can delegate? Is it something that I can give to someone else? And she really pushed back on me if I said, no, I'm not really sure. I think it's only me. Like, what needs to happen so that someone else can do this? Do they need trained? Do they need information? Then I looked, so we started at delete, get rid of the stuff that doesn't belong. And some of those were hard decisions because I recognized that some of the good things, the things that are mostly good fit for my business, I enjoy doing, but they were taking up the room for the things that were great, that I love to do and that move my business forward. So delete's always our first step. Then delegate, then define. Is there a way to take the meeting or the project and shrink my role in it? Do I have to be at the whole meeting or maybe just the end or just the beginning? Do I need to do the whole project or are there just pieces of it that really are my skill set and other people can do the rest? And then the final one, defer. Well, I was really judicious about using defer because that's kind of what got me in the mess in the first place. So not much got moved out to another time, but there were a couple of things that were like, yeah, you know what? Fourth quarter is going to be a better time for this because of specific reasons. So we use the 4 Ds to go through the calendar, which is kind of exploded, and through my to-do list on Asana, which had also exploded, to get it back to a place where I was no longer overwhelmed. It was an easy fix, but one that I could not see because I was in the weeds and I needed someone from the outside to look in and to help. And so if you're in that place where you're feeling like your calendar has exploded and you'd like a little bit of guidance and a little bit of help to figure out how do you reduce that, simply go to the link below and find out if the Time Thief Eliminator is the right product for you to be able to move forward into a life where you can breathe and not feel overwhelmed every time you look at your calendar.